The Kick and Makeup MMA show is brought to you by Neon Energy Drink. Light it up.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Well, I'm going. Go on, then. Can I kick it?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Kick and Makeup Show. I'm the American Hybrid Nick Cunningham. With me, as always, Jeremy J.D. Dorsey.
Yo.
And for the last time, you say, we are live from the living room. Live from the living room.
What?
Eyes in the living room. Live in the living room. Living room.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Took it there.
Well, because we've done like a rap.
Yeah.
We've done, I don't know, just I needed a little R&B. Probably because I watched the VMAs this weekend.
Right. Yeah, that was in our... That was
Rihanna killed it.
Yeah.
Beyonce scared me again. And there was just some good performances, so a little bit of singing.
Why does Beyonce have a tendency to scare you?
Well, just I don't know. There's fire. I think I read into the yeah. I'm scared of fires. Really, it's not Beyonce. It's just fire. But then I read, a long time ago, about her being, the Illuminati and all that. I don't believe that. But then I started listening to some of her stuff, and I was like, oh, she might be the devil.
I don't know, man. They tease that crap a whole lot.
I know. I don't believe any of it.
See, the longer that I've paid more attention to it, I feel like there could be some truth to it, but it's either they are part of it. I mean, well, it actually exists, or they're just like, feeding the fires behind it, just trying to be controversial by
probably
being a part
that.
of that. So
probably more of that.
Know.
Get the views and likes and stuff. Whatever. We're already talking about not MMA because this is an MMA show and we're talking about Beyonce already. So we're gonna,
everything show.
Yeah, we're gonna get into this. Let's talk about how you say this is the last week.
Yes.
Live from the living room.
Yes.
We gotta get the status report. Are you kicking bags and doing one-legged leg presses again?
No, I'm walking. I'm attempting to walk.
Good.
Without
No,
a
that's
limp.
good. That's good.
I no longer shower in a chair.
No follow with that. No, nothing. I do though, which makes it weird. And I'm fully healthy.
Yeah, man. It's just like it's. I'm getting there. Good. This is the first time since the last time that I felt like I was getting there. So, yeah, I'm good.
All right,
doing
man.
water therapy, man. They kicking my ass and that. It's crazy hard. I never thought that walking in water was gonna be so difficult, but it's crazy hard.
Do you want a documentary like Anderson Silva, Jeremy Dorsey,
Yep.
Like Water?
Yep, like water.
Okay, it was
Road
a good
to
documentary.
recovery.
Right, I like it. That's our next one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shit, we should have been taping you this time, man. Did like a road to recovery.
No, like I think I would have done it. I would have done it if I hadn't got re-injured.
Right.
Like I felt like it could have gone that route before.
All right. Well, we'll just save that for another life, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how we're going to be back at Analog Arcade Bar next episode, 302 Brady Street, Davenport, Iowa. Go check them out. My God, man, they're doing big things. I miss them.
Man.
I see
Can't
all their
wait to go
posts.
back.
Like on Saturday, we were driving around too, and like we needed something to do. I'm like, let's just stop at Analog. Let's get a beer. Let's play a game. Like, I miss being there. I see all their new games, their new shirts, their new trading cards. Static Melt's kicking it. I think they're gonna have a clothing line called Static Felt. They have new, just design and I don't know. They probably don't. It just rhymed with melt.
Why not?
Nothing else
Why
rhymed with
not?
melt. But yeah, man, I miss them. So big shout out to them. Go in there, say what's up to them. Run in the place, run around in circles, and be like, kick and make up, and then just leave.
Yeah, that's the new thing.
Yep, just
running, yell, kick and make up,
and then leave.
Mm-hmm.
And
then leave.
Yeah, and then come back and be like, all right, now we can hang out.
Now we did it.
www.glowenergy.neonenergyclub is the website to our sponsor, Neon. Look, it's cold. It looks,
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
not frothy. That's not the word. What is?
frosty.
There you go.
Frothy is different.
Yeah.
That's like when there's a top. If this drink was frothy, I wouldn't drink any of it. Like it'd be a top layer of foam, which I would be like, why is the neon foaming this week? I want none of it.
It's a new.
None of it. None of that frothy neon. All right, and then obviously you see we've got some new digs on this week. www.persuasiveshop.net is the website to Pervasive Apparel.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm doing everything backwards today. Dyslexic day.
Dyslexic.
I guess, man. But yeah, check this out. Go check them out. Get some clothes.
Thanks for the gear.
Yeah, it's the all white party.
Yes.
Nice, man. Crispy clean.
Is that racist?
When I said that, I was like, God damn it. It's not what I meant. Just clothes.
Dope clothes too, by the way. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Check them out. Check us out at www.kickandmakeup.com. All the past shows, Hola America News episodes. No, Hola America News episodes.
Yep.
Hola America News articles, because I work for Hola America. I've been grinding lately getting these articles out, man. Dude, I'm loving it, man.
Like darn near every week now.
Yeah, I'm
something
trying to get
coming out.
A couple a week. Got a chance to talk to Carlos Condit, Damian Maia. Just dropped an Eric Shelton article this morning because tough 24 debuts tonight. I mean, literally on the way here, pretty much. Nice. Is what I put up.
Nice.
I got interviews. I've got an interview tomorrow with Dustin Poirier. Media conference call with our best friend CM Punk.
Nice.
Yeah, man, rocking and rolling.
That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it.
And I'm
on the grind.
I'm getting and like
focused.
Yes, dude, it's helping me with my putting things off.
Mm-hmm.
Just writing it, interviewing, writing it, post it, done. Like it's helping me out, get it out.
Yeah, I have a bad tendency to procrastinate too, but that's how you beat it.
That was the word I was looking for.
That's
there.
how you beat it.
Procrastination. So anyway, yeah, man, keep eyes out for that. Twitter at Kick and Make Up is the show's, at Hybrid MMA is mine, at Jeremy JD Dorsey's is yours. We're on Instagram, YouTube. Check us out. We've asked you to spray paint kids. We've asked you to spray paint police stations. Now we want you to climb on roofs and put big banners, hang big banners over the tops of the tallest buildings in your town that say Kick and Make Up. Or rent a airplane with the Kick and Make Up clouds.
Yeah, that'll work.
Either one.
I mean, that's the natural progression, man.
Yeah.
Spray paint kids, then go to flying in planes,
Obviously. I mean, who knows what's next? But that's what's this week, so please do that. Yeah, so let's get into some announcements. This is how the show is. So last episode, our show went 15 hours.
Yeah.
Because we like to talk. So we're going to try to get down to business and keep it at the hour point this week. We've got announcements, we've got rumors, we've got the high kick, which is the best thing going on, the low kick, which is the worst thing. That's some bull kick, which is something crazy weird going on. You've got the Coco high kick, and then we've got the segment that everybody's been calling me, emailing me about, sending letters. I had a pony step my house, Pony Express. I was like, this is Pony Express. Like saying WWE and me, what the hell is going on in the wide world of wrestling this week? Yep. So that's coming up. Announcements. Rory McDonald signed with Bellator. He's going to take over. Is he?
Yeah, he is. He's talented and one of the top 2 to 3 fighters in his division in the UFC, which everybody considers to be the best in the world. So if you go to an organization that is probably a step below the UFC, a step or 2 below the UFC as far as competition is concerned, I would think that he is going to take over that place. And this is what we thought was going to start happening, and I'm kind of surprised that it took a little longer than I expected, but this is what we thought was going to happen, that you were going to get guys who were going to decide that it is more lucrative for them to go to Bellator as opposed to stay under the thumb of UFC. And I think it's a good decision for someone like him, because as we talked about on one of our shows in the past, we don't really know where he's gonna go from here, and he was kind of at a crossroads in his career, not only just with his contract situation, but also with his MMA career. So I think it's a good move for him. He can be the face of Bellator if he would smile a little bit more.
That's not gonna happen. Yeah, they pretty much gave him. No, they didn't give him the Undertaker entry. But no, they talked to him on the last show of Bellator's last card, 160. He said he's gonna, obviously fight at welterweight, then maybe go up, go down. Like he's very confident. I can't wait to see who they put him up against first. He was a top 5 in the UFC in his division. So now, like you said, now we're getting some guys that are not just the bottom of the barrel. We're getting some top names. And like I agree with you. I think we're going to see more and more this end of this year. Still waiting for that one that just rocks everybody's world.
Yeah, I think that's coming too.
But this is close though.
It's really close.
A very fast announcement, and made happen. So.
And this is we kind of have a back and forth relationship with Bellator as far as being fans is concerned.
Right.
And this is the good side of Bellator when things like this go down.
They get another shout out later, it's Bellator Day.
Yeah.
Another big announcement was Cerrone, Donald Cerrone, called out Robbie Lawler for UFC in New York City. This was after he almost went to Bellator himself. He got a deal from Bellator, but he ended up taking another contract with the UFC. Calls out Robbie Lawler. I kind of like that one. I kind of like Cowboy and Lawler. Just as a fan, I don't know if it's the best matchup for both guys, but I like it. It tests Cerrone right now. He's probably number 5 in the welterweight division. Lawler's, 3, 4 right now. So I kind of like it. I don't know if it'll happen, though.
Yeah, it's one of those career sort of defining moments for both of those guys for different reasons, though. For Lawler, him being on the comeback path right now, if he ends up losing to Cerrone, that is really going to derail his career.
Yeah, and that's my initial feeling, too, is that he may lose to Cerrone because Cerrone's been on such a tear.
Right.
It's like we always talk about the up, one was going up, one's going down, and they cross paths. So,
but then again, if Cerrone ends up losing, you have him falling victim again to the good but not great category.
Almost there. Yeah, so I liked that. And also the last announcement, Invicta FC adds a bunch of fights to their Invicta FC 19 card on September 23rd. That's going to have Jennifer Maia and Roxanne Modafari in a title fight, and Ayaka Hamasaki and Jinh Yu Frey, which is I love Jinh Yu Frey. I'm becoming a big fan of hers. They're having an atomweight title fight. Irene Aldana was added after being pulled from her Invicta FC 18 fight, so I'm a big fan of hers. And then huge kickboxing world champion Tiffany Timebaum Van Soest was added to this card too. She's a killer. I don't know if you know about her.
No, I'm not really familiar with her yet.
I'm gonna try to get an interview with her. She signed with Glory and with Invicta in the same day.
Wow.
Then fought for Glory and now is making her debut in Invicta for MMA. So she is a killer, a kickboxing killer. Don't know how the ground's gonna be looking that day, but I don't know if she's gonna even need to get to put it there. She may just finish it quickly. So I have to see. I believe they did pick an opponent for her. At the time I wrote this, they didn't, but I'm gonna check out that opponent. But I don't think there's gonna be any problem for her getting that done. So big card, Invicta card on September 23rd, and then this rumor. There's one rumor today. It's a big one.
It's a doozy.
I was gonna say that too. It's a doozy. Groundhog Day. Were you gonna? Yep, that's what you're thinking of me too. What if we would have said at the same time? Oh, I should have said it. Damn
Almost.
it. GSP may make his return in Toronto at UFC 206. Is that the December 10th card too? That's my birthday weekend.
Yeah.
GSP birthday weekend. All right. Yeah, and Nick Diaz has been up there as maybe that fight that's gonna happen. I got a chance to talk to Carlos Condit last week, and he said, he wasn't that thrilled or that impressed that GSP was gonna come back. He didn't think it was gonna happen. He said we've been talking about this for years about him making a comeback. I just don't see it happening. So I don't know either, but it seems like they're really pumping the stories out to make us believe he's coming back. So that's why it's under rumor.
The hype and the buzz is building, and it makes sense to have him come back in Canada. So I would imagine that if you had to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, this is what would make the most sense. That doesn't necessarily mean that the UFC is going to go that route, but I would guess odds are this is how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It would make no sense for him to come back at some other point if you're going to just, skip over the
in Michigan
Canada card. Right.
UFC Michigan.
Yeah.
Like
that doesn't really make sense.
Something random. Yeah, so I know that UFC 206 is either that December 10th card or their UFC's year-end card, which is like the last week of December.
Right.
It's always big cards. So we'll see about that. So, yeah, good announcements. A rumor.
Nice rumor.
So let's get into the show. The high kick.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, okay. All right.
Something in my throat.
Anthony Pettis, I gave it to him, man.
Yeah.
I gave him the high kick. He won over Charles Oliveira, and he won by guillotine. His kicks look good. He had a spinning back kick that just crumbled.
Right to the body.
Oh, that you could hear that.
To me,
that echoed throughout my house.
Yep.
And I don't even have very good surround sound.
Yep. And I was impressed with his sort of relentless body attack. That was something I wasn't really expecting. And, everybody calls him Showtime for a reason, is because he goes for highlight stuff. But it was those body shots that won him that fight. And, you could see Oliveira in between rounds, and his, side and ribs and stuff were just super red.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I know that has to hurt. I know that has to hurt. So I think it's a tactic that a lot of fighters shy away from for whatever reason, because they feel like they can do more damage to the head. But man, if you can somehow work in enough body shots, I think, and that's a question I should ask you, being a fighter, is a bad body shot just as lethal as a bad shot to the head?
I feel like it's worse. And everybody always asks me, what's your favorite shot? I always tell people it's the body shot where it's like a swinging hook shot to the side of the body, or a little bit of like a shovel uppercut right under the rib. It just shuts your whole core down. And if you can't breathe, or if you get like the wind knocked out of you, that's worse than taking, a couple shots to the head where you just kind of shake it off. And they hurt, and they probably are worse for you in the long run. But in the present moment, those body shots just shut you down. So I was really impressed with everything he was doing. I immediately thought this is the difference between a champion caliber fighter like Pettis and Oliveira, who is an entertaining fighter who finishes it with submissions, but he's not a champion fighter. And even though Pettis isn't the champion anymore, he's still a champion-esque fighter. And we saw it. He needed this win desperately. And I'm excited now again. I was thinking now if they put him up against another wrestler, he may be in trouble again. Oliveira wasn't a wrestler. He's a jiu-jitsu practitioner, which, Anthony on the ground won his belt by submission. We all forget that
People
his
sleep on
ground's
that
pretty
one,
good. Yeah. And we saw it, and it was quick. It was a quick guillotine, too. He locked it in, he pulled it, and it was a tap. So.
I really want to see him return to form. I don't know if it was just bad matchups that you can sort of give the excuse for his last two losses, but I really want to see him get back to where he was at before. I think he's a fun fighter to watch, and he's the type of fighter that fans want to see, personality wise too. So I really hope that he's able to get back to where he's supposed to be at.
I know exactly what happened of why he lost 3 in a row. The Wheaties box, him being on the Wheaties box. That's what happened.
The jinx.
The Wheaties box jinx.
He should have been on like the Captain Crunch box, because there is no Captain Crunch jinx.
Special K kick?
We should be on Special K.
We should be on Special K. Showtime.
You think if I Photoshop a box with Special K but have our logo on there, they'd get mad?
Only one way to find out. It just says both of us stopping do we want catalogs to sue us? No, we don't. But are we going to take this chance anyway? Hell yeah.
Of course.
Anyway, so I'd like him to see him do better too. I want to go back to Milwaukee.
I do too, man.
So
It's a fun
please,
little trip.
Anthony Pettis, keep on winning and go fight again in Milwaukee so JD and I can have a kick and make up UFC weekend.
Yeah,
in
that was
Milwaukee.
fun.
It was great.
I enjoyed Milwaukee.
The Kohai kick.
It's a hard gong that's going on.
I like bit down. Yeah.
Rock down into it.
I'm just
too.
excited about this show, man. Like to get this. And I'm excited about the Kohai kick. Like Bellator. Bellator gets a high kick this week. 160, the show that aired on a Friday night. It started off with Georgi Karakkanyan. I knew I was going to do that.
You came into it confident, though.
Karakkanyan win.
Karakkanyan.
So, awesome, huge win.
Mm-hmm.
Then the debut of Chinzo Machida, which I had to like check out. I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, Machida, and I wasn't paying attention at first, and I had to rewind it, and I was like, oh yeah, he gets a huge win. He's a scary guy.
Yeah.
That was an impressive win.
Yeah, I like fighters like him. And especially when you are debuting, it's so hard. At least for me, like I always think about when I start a new job or when I go to some place I haven't been before. It has to be ridiculous pressure to come into an organization and know that like this is my first one. So I got to come out here and show these people that I'm worth the money that they're investing in me. And he came out and did it. So that's a big notch on his belt, and I see him moving up the ranks in Bellator really quickly.
Oh, I do
really
too.
quickly.
I mean, it's just the name too, being Machida's brother. You already have this, spotlight on you, and then he just delivered. He was very entertaining. Dropped him a couple times. It was good. I enjoyed him. So yeah, I can see them really pushing him along. And then so we get the main event.
The weirdness of the main event.
Yeah, I put so that the main event doesn't get the Kohai kick, but just everything in general. We saw Benson Henderson and Patricky Pitbull fight. So Henderson wins the fight because Pitbull breaks his foot or is it
ankle,
something or something
I
like
think
that.
It's ankle.
It's really weird too. It was like anticlimactic. Like, and honestly, Pitbull was obviously winning that fight badly. I mean, he was beating Henderson up. Henderson was trying to do these like blitz combos. They weren't working. So I think he said early on, he's like, I know when I checked the kick, first round, that's when it happened. So he went on to fight probably a couple more minutes, as the fight went on, but then just called it off himself and was like, I can't do it. But then they immediately give. So what's weird is they immediately give Henderson the title fight with Chandler at Bellator 163 lightweight title fight.
Not weird at all.
Well, no, I was gonna say it's weird just the timing. Like, hey, you just won this fight by default, but hey, you get a title fight, and I was like, that's weird to me. But then I liked it because I said, good for Bellator for making this fight, because this is a fight that people want to see. Henderson and Chandler, that's pay-per-view worthy.
Yep.
Then I saw that's also the card with MVP on the co-main event. So I'm like, I don't know when the last time I've really looked forward to a Bellator card where I kind of want to watch it live. And this is it. So I was like, good job. Good job. Crappy way to do it from Pitbull. Would Pitbull have got the title fight then if he would have won against Chandler? Was this a title contention fight? We didn't think so. Nobody said that early on. So was this like a last minute
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was last.
No,
I don't think it was last minute
minute
in what they decided to do. I think it was a decision by the brass at Bellator to
Make
quickly,
the best.
cash in their Henderson chips. Like they had to see spit.
Well, he needed to win.
Yeah, he needed to win really bad and got the win sort of by default, but they had to see that this isn't going well for him. So, to me it looks like, and I'm a huge Henderson fan, huge. And to me it kind of looks like he's probably at the end. And it's hard to say that, but I feel that he's there, and the people at Bellator probably said, man, we better get this fight in now while we have the chance, because the rest is going to be all downhill, and after this, and after he probably loses at this fight, he's just going to be another guy at that point. But I mean say he comes up with the win, and then it's ridiculously ingenious, it's it's a no lose situation for Bellator at this point.
I kind of don't know. Actually, I do know. I know I can't sit through another 5-minute scripture. That was weird and awkward and went on for a long time. And even, the guy was just kind of waiting to go on. And he's like, no, I'm not done. It's like, dude, you read like 15 chapters.
You can't interrupt the Bible verse.
I would have. Like, he tried a couple times.
No. Hold on.
And by the grace of God, I just like, oh God, this is weird. Like, it's, no disrespect to any of that, but like maybe pick a smaller excerpt like next time.
Oh,
that's
man.
his thing, though. He's super religious.
After you now, man. They're gonna come
They're
after
already
you
after
now,
me, man. They're already after me. It's fine.
We already talked about Illuminati and Beyonce devil worshiping, and now you're talking about people can't read scriptures.
You can't read 15 of them in a row. Just pick one. So I'm excited, man. November 19th. What, man?
That's so great. It's so funny.
I'm just like, I felt weird watching it, sitting there.
It lingered. That was the thing. It was a lingerer.
Yeah, and it was. We won't talk anymore because I don't want to offend anybody else, even though I just offended almost everybody probably. So November 19th, Friday, if you watch the Henderson fight and he wins, you won't need to go to church on Sunday because he will give you a sermon on Friday night.
Why not?
I like that, though, man. I like that card. MVP, I can't wait to see. Hopefully he doesn't smash anybody's brain like he did last time.
No cracked skulls
No
again.
cracked skulls. #, no cracked skulls. All right, man. Coco kick. Coco high kick. And the elbows are back. They're always going to be a part of me.
Yep. So you get rid of your elbows.
I was going to say literally.
Well, can we combine the Coco high kick and the low kick because they're kind of similar?
Yes.
But I put a question out or I put a request out to our peoples on Twitter to submit questions, and we didn't have time to do all of them, but that we got submitted. But I wanted to go through one that was really good, and I made sure to message Brian Greer at crunch_time TYME. And he said at Jeremy JD Dorsey, which is me. Maia submits Condit in the first round effortlessly. Will he finally get a title shot? And I thought that would definitely be Coco kick discussion worthy. And like I said, we can kind of combine it with the low kick and just go over that fight in general. But yeah, he was able to get a very impressive win against a guy who is a knockout artist for sure. Once he went for that shot early, and I think it's like 30 some odd seconds in, you almost feel like it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Like that guy. And the thing that gets me with him, and we'll swing back around to the question, but the thing that gets me with him is his patience. Like he's not going for the submission immediately. He's thinking 16 steps ahead and knows that he has to progress through, 15 other things before he can even think about locking it in. And to be patient enough to do that is a real talent. And it was one of the few fights where I saw someone get submitted and was able to really appreciate it. Like, it wasn't like, sometimes especially with amateur fights, they almost always seem to end in submissions. And you're just like, okay. Like,
Right.
Here comes the rear naked choke. Like, and you see it from a mile away, but seeing how much time it took him to finally get to the point where he was able to get a submission was so impressive. And I think that it's definitely time for him to get that, that title shot at this point. And that's a scary beast to try to, to try to beat, regardless of, what your specialty is as far as fighting is concerned. But when you have somebody who is, I won't even say arguably, he's the best in the world when it comes to that.
This will be a second title fight because the first one we all remember, the Anderson Silva goofy 185 one at Abu Dhabi where Silva just danced around. So I felt like he got gypped from his first title fight. But yeah, I think he gets a title shot too. He's just gonna have to wait a really long time. He's gonna have to wait for Woodley and probably Wonder Boy I don't even know if that's been officially made
No,
yet, but
I don't
it's like
think
so close, like 98%. But he's gonna have to wait for that. So he's got to wait for that training camp. Then he's got to wait for the fight. Then he's got to wait for maybe the injuries after that fight. So we're talking about like a year, like 8 months, 6 to 8 months at least for him to sit around on the sidelines. It's a long time, man. When there's other guys that are chomping at the bit too to get that title fight.
Probably one win away.
I think he is. I think he's 1 win away. So they're gonna do kind of a round robin thing, and but yeah, when you sit and watch him, and like you said, he's one where it's fun to watch, and he makes it relaxing. That's what I always say too. That was one of the weird things when like I felt like I was getting better at jiu-jitsu when I was training. When I started to be relaxed and start to just sit back and like kind of slowly go through the things and not just try to muscle through moves and force moves. You just kind of like relax. And when he sunk it on, it was on the mouth first and then slowly crept down. Never any anxiety or any push to it. Only thing I will say is I'm not that impressed because Carlos was out of this fight before the fight even started. So you can even watch the tap out. There's this pause where he's like, this might be the end of my career. This is like my last tap. All right, boom, boom. Like there was a weird lull. He didn't try to fight it. He didn't try to squirm out.
Transition to low kick right now, but go ahead.
Sorry. Oh yeah. So let's go back to We'll do that. Let's go back to the Coco high kick then. PVZ. Right?
No.
Oh. Coco high kick was what?
Coco high kick was the question.
Oh, does he? Oh yeah. Does he get a
title?
Does he get a title? Yeah. So we answered it. Can I give a? Can we add on to that then really quick? Let me check the timer.
What would be? So we got a high kick, a co-high kick, a co-high kick, and a what?
Triple co.
3 co.
3 co high.
3
co high. Okay. We just need like another segment names because this is not working. Yeah, I just had Paige Van
Yeah, I know.
Zandt
We talked about
PVZ
PVZ yesterday.
Yeah, we did a little bit. So we'll give her like a little nod too for her jumping spin or her switch kick, jumping switch kick, karate kick.
Yes.
Good for her.
Really good for her, man. I won't. Yeah. Okay. I will say that I am not the biggest Paige Van Zandt fan when it comes to people singing her praises and saying that she's the next best thing, the next great thing. I don't really think that that's what she is at this point. I'm not gonna, say that she's not gonna be there in the future, but she has heart, and that's one thing that shocks me about her, and it's something that I think gives me the benefit of the doubt in my mind that maybe she will eventually end up being a really great fighter, and that heart and that determination shows in all of her fights, and it's kind of surprising because even in this fight, it wasn't the smoothest and it wasn't going the best that it needed to go for her, but she stayed consistent. She was able to put together the highlight reel knockdown, and what else can you really say? I don't really think that she's an upper echelon fighter or anything at this point, but for her being her age, and who's to say where she'll be at 3 years from now, if she continues on this path. She's getting better and learning at the highest level, and you can't really be mad at that.
No, I think this win sets her up nicely for either a fight in New York or a fight on the year-end card, where her being on the card draws in viewers. Coming off of a knockout win, you can't ask for a better than that. So, yeah. And then we talked about the low kick. Obviously, I said Carlos Condit's loss of Damian Maia. He talked about retiring before. He talked about it again afterwards. He just doesn't feel like he belongs in there. I kind of agree now, where after watching that, he just doesn't seem like it's there anymore, and that's fine. When that happens, you got to go. That's the point where you got to go. And if I see him again, still continue to fight, I'm going to be worried again. And I think we're going to know the outcome and the result. He's kind of had his last big, great card or fight was the Lawler. You can't ask for a better fight than that. And it's disappointing that some people thought he won, some people thought he lost. But that was his kind of farewell fight, I think, not this one. So, man, I'd love, if he retired and then coached a little bit, I would join Condit Martial Arts in a heartbeat, man. Just his style. Yeah, so we'll do that. This bull kick, man. This bull kick, man, is like the worst bull kick we've had in a while that I've chosen and we've agreed on in a long time.
It's one of those ones where we, a lot of times with the bull kick, it's kind of jokey almost, but this shit isn't funny.
No, this one hit a nerve with me.
Oh, I'm
obviously.
sure it hit a nerve with you.
I was pissed, man. Yeah. So let's just talk about this. So Team Perry, a.k.a. Mike Perry, who fought on the UFC 202 card, on McGregor fight night. So first of all, Mike Perry was on probation for burglary, but he was still allowed to fight at 202.
Good dude.
Awesome,
Good
man.
dude.
So let's start off with that. So a member of his team, of his corner, Alex Nicholson, was caught making racist remarks towards Hyun-Gyu Lim before and during the fight. So first of all, I'm just jumping around. Like Mike Perry went for a handshake at the weigh-ins, then pulled it back, got into like a fighter stance, screamed, yeah, like that, and then at the end gave a like a fake punch, yeah, and then walked off. I was like, D-bag.
Yep.
D-bag moment.
That's the exact word that came to my mind.
I'm like, this douche, dude. Like, all right, so whatever. It's the weigh-in. So I was like, we'll see for the fight. Goes out and wins the fight pretty decisively. So I was like, okay, cool. He backed up a little bit of the trash talking at the weigh-ins. He got on the mic though, and I wasn't impressed, man. He just sounded like somebody I wouldn't like. What did you think on the mic too?
His whole spiel was exactly what I expected. And we all know this guy. Like, we all know this guy. Yeah. Like, we all went to high school with him. We all know exactly this dude. We all work with him and know who this guy is. Yeah. And that's exactly what I thought. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. Yep. Moving on. That's what I thought.
So apparently
couldn't move on though.
It's his whole crew though. So not only him, it's his whole crew. So the Alex Nicholson says, he couldn't even open his eyes. So Nicholson said he couldn't even open his eyes all the way. Like, take this guy down. Talking about, Lim because he's Asian, can't open his eyes. Awesome, nice racist remark for everybody to hear.
Nice, yep.
And then. So UFC launched an investigation on the controversial corner man. He dished out an apology on Twitter. He said
Twitter apology.
I don't even know if he said I didn't even copy the apology. Who cares? He issued a Twitter apology. But then it was found earlier in the week. He posted this on Twitter. We out chia, man. We out chia, man. We out chia, man.
Look, like I said, we all know this guy. We know this crew. We know this crew. I went to pretty much all black high school. So this transcends race. This transcends, background. But we all know this group of people. Yes. We all know them.
So he says that. He starts off with, we out chia, man. Love my life, headed to Vegas to watch Platinum Mike Perry shock the world and rip the limbs off Dung Him Kong Jung Fu. I hate this guy. I hate him, and I kind of hate Mike Perry.
Yep.
And I hope that they put him up against somebody
who destroys him. And then says something after the fight.
Yeah, now, like, it's different for me now. Now I want them to put him up against another Asian that's a killer that just goes in and just
destroys,
runs through him, kicks his head off, his limbs. Like, okay, it's just like, is this still happen? Like, this is still happening.
Yes, and
like,
okay,
it's never gonna.
Let's have this talk. I don't. Okay, being a black man, I feel as though it's never shocking anymore. It's never shocking. These people who think these things, most of the time, just don't say them. We get a glimpse into the douchiest of douchebags when they actually go and say these things and put them out there in public. There is a whole other section of people, a very, 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 very large section of people who think these things but don't say them. And it annoys me. It saddens me that we're still at this point where, you know, people would resort to saying things like this. I don't think that it will ever get to the point where this doesn't exist and doesn't happen. The only thing that we can't have happen as a people is to not become desensitized to it. Every fucking time it happens, someone needs to have, heads need to roll. There needs to be something said about it. It's the same thing with the Kaepernick stuff and people being upset about that. It's like the second that something race related comes out, or somebody decides to take a stand, or somebody says something, like it's like all this groundswell begins, whether it's positive or negative. This whole groundswell begins, and you get the people on both sides of the fence who come out with these idiotic statements. You know, like the whole Kaepernick thing. Are you familiar with that situation?
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay. Rodney Harrison, former New England Patriots safety, came out and was saying that, you know, Colin Kaepernick shouldn't have even said something. Paraphrasing, not quoting. Colin Kaepernick shouldn't have said this because he's not black. You know, referring to him being a mixed race.
Oh yeah, yep,
and
I read that this morning.
Came out with his apology tweet.
I didn't even know he was mixed. That's what he said. Come on, buddy. I don't know, man.
Like it's just, and like I said, Rodney Harrison, I know that guy. Everybody knows this guy, the person who thinks these types of things and says these types of things. Mm-hmm. Even on the other side of the coin with that situation. And like I said, I'm going to cut this short because I can go on for a long time. But having Jerry Rice come out and say some things, like Jerry Rice hasn't taken a stand about shit ever in his career, ever. But now you got something to say. Yeah. Tiki Barber, now you got something to say. Like that stuff makes me so angry. But yeah, I just don't. The whole race relations in those situations are never gonna get better. They're only gonna be able to be tolerable, and you just have to try your best to surround yourself with people who are diverse and who can provide insight into other places that you might not know.
Yeah, that's why I hit such a nerve with me too, because this is how I was raised and brought up and internally mixed. And so like when I see this stuff, I'm like, oh my God, man, there's still idiots out there that say this stuff, and I wish the worst on them. Like, you know, because I want, like you said, I want them to be checked, and I want them to realize that that's not okay. And especially when you're on TV and you're mic'd up, like seriously, like you're, well, good, because even if anything doesn't happen to them, we all know and we all heard it, and that will be able to be played forever now. Mm-hmm. So
I hope your career is impacted by it.
Yep.
You know, I'm not the type of person that's gonna necessarily wish hurt on somebody.
No,
but hey, I hope this affects you. And if you give a person like that a microphone or an opportunity to speak, it's only a matter of time before they say some shit that's dumb. Yeah. That's ignorant.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens. And it's okay. We talk in front of a mic for a long time, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Long time. Mm-hmm. Several years. Not just this show, commentating for Cage Aggression, all that type of stuff. No, nothing like that has ever gotten close to coming out of our mouths, because we understand and we know the type of things that you can say and that you can't say. And we also have been at a place in our lives where, as people, we know how that affects, how that can affect you. Yeah. It's affected us personally. Mm-hmm. So that's not going to come out of our mouths.
No.
That's a direct judgment of our character as people. Those people who have sketchy character, who have those tendencies and those beliefs, you put a microphone in their hand or you give them an opportunity to speak, and that's the type of shit that comes out, because that's who they are.
Yep.
and you can't get away from that.
So maybe next time he doesn't get a interview after the fight. That would, you know how sometimes on like Fox shows like they just cut out, they don't. Maybe that's how they do it, and that'd be a great idea. No one wants to hear him talk. All right, so going from one very serious segment into probably the most serious segment,
equally serious. What's the intro this week? Yeah, I'm
not. Everybody's gotta pay.
A little Ted DiBiase,
yeah,
huh?
If you can find it.
You know I got
it. Okay, there we go. Okay, man.
Can I turn the paper over yet?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not even gonna read it. I'm not gonna read it. I'm just gonna let you go. Just go.
You're gonna let me go with 8 things I found.
God,
so we're gonna quickly do it because I look at the timer. Yep. All right, we're just gonna fly through these. But I just wanted to show you. Next segment, I might have 15. Okay. I just want to show you, like, we go from, like, 3 to 5 to 8 to 9,000. Yeah. All right. Number 1, this is serious.
Okay, wait. What's the segment again? And explain to everyone.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited just to jump in. So this is what everybody's been waiting for, the talk of the town. WWE and Me is where I talk about everything that's gone on in the last 2 weeks from the WWE. So serious. I can't live without it now. We've been doing this for about a month. I'm so excited. I bought like all this wrestling stuff. I like been telling all my friends WWE. I've been DVRing SmackDown and Monday Night Raw and Monday Night Nitro and Sunday Night Soiree and everything, man. Like
Sunday Night Soiree.
Yeah. Wednesday night
whooping.
Wednesdays whooping. Yep. Tuesdays bruise days. All of it, man. Like every show, they're on every night of the week. Like, man, and I can't get enough. Yes. I'm the biggest fan.
And if anyone hasn't noticed, the reason that this is unbelievably funny to me is because this dude does not like wrestling.
No, I do not. It's fake.
Proceed.
Not real. Okay. Let's go.
Okay, turn back on the fake enthusiasm.
Well, number 1 is not. Okay. I'm not happy about it. I'm actually kind of sad about this because at one point in time I was a fan of WWE when I was 6, and so number 1, Mr. Fuji passed away.
Yes.
I was legitimate like, oh man, because I loved Yokozuna. Like obviously I said I'm part Japanese. When Yokozuna came out, sumo wrestler. Actually, I'd watch wrestling with my grandma who's full Japanese. We loved Yokozuna. We loved Mr. Fuji. That was his manager to walk out together. So I was legitimately like, oh, man, that sucks. It's kind of like when an athlete passes away or an actor you've grown up with. That. So I put that as number 1, and I put that as serious tone because then I'm just going to make fun of it for the rest of the time. But I couldn't put that last because we just had to get, So you saw that. That's sad.
Yeah, I did, man.
I didn't know he went back as far as he did, man, because I started like Googling him then. I'm like, wow, he's been around for a long time. Longer than I thought. I thought he was only Yokozuna's manager.
Nope. So he even had a brief career wrestling and stuff as well. So, WWE Hall of Famer. A legend in the sport, and I think that's something that's sort of underrated these days as far as wrestling is concerned. When you have a manager, and you give guys managers who
manage their fake career,
who don't necessarily have great ability on the microphone. So I mean, you're talented on the mic, you can handle it, but somebody like Yokozuna, may not have known the language as good at that point in time. So you hook him up with somebody who already has credibility, who's already better on the mic, and there you go.
Okay.
And so, rest in peace, man.
Okay, yes. Number 2, Brock's all over this obviously, because he's the face of WWE. Brock Lesnar picked a street fight with Chris Jericho backstage. True?
Yes. True.
2 for 2 already.
True.
Okay. Number 3. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
do you want to talk about?
Not really. I mean, it was a fight.
Was it good? Was it fun? Were you on the edge of your seat?
No, I mean it wasn't. It was supposed to be real. Like it was supposedly real, and it was because.
What do you mean it's supposed to be real?
Oh, it wasn't from everything that I read, and
Like
everything that I
Inception,
saw-
where it's real but not real but real. Is that what WWE is?
No. It was a situation where Chris Jericho took offense to Brock Lesnar elbowing and cutting open
Oh yeah,
Randy Orton.
that's on here later.
Yeah. So it was
Okay.
He was legitimately apparently that wasn't scripted. Like he was supposed to
Yeah.
beat him up. But if you saw that little clip, and I'm like you said, I guess you got that on here later. But if you saw that little clip,
we can talk about it.
like I know, being a MMA connoisseur, and you know as well, if you saw that clip, you know how to cut someone open with an elbow.
Yeah.
And he looked at him and gave about 3 elbows that were gonna cut you open.
Right.
And it was rough. So yeah, Chris Jericho took offense to that.
Well, let's jump forward to talk about the WWE laying down. And now I've seen some finds in my life, and they're sometimes outrageous. This one tops everything.
yeah.
$500.
Yep.
It reminds me of Bubba Boy with $500, man. Come on, dude. Like
Yeah.
Brock just got paid what amounts of millions of dollars at UFC, and now he pays $500. I would poop that out.
Now
if I were
that
Brock
part
Lesnar. That's stupid.
is a work. That's fake. I'm
Wait,
sure they
that
didn't
part's
take,
fake. Once again, that part's fake.
That's storyline
It's all-
after the fact.
It's all fake, folks.
No.
All of it's
No,
fake.
the Jericho part was real. That was
Fake.
real. They got into a real fight.
Fake. All right.
And the $500 just to add a little heat
Fake.
afterwards.
500 Monopoly dollars. That's what he owes. All right. So next one, Mick Foley rips fans for their reaction to the new belts at SummerSlam. Mick Foley is Mankind. I forgot my sock today. I was gonna do like a Mick Foley, like
Sacco.
we'll just do this. Like, remember Mick Foley? Mick Foley.
Yep.
I'm so mad at the fans.
Sacco.
Sacco, but it's Shirto.
Sure though.
I want to get sued by them also. We're already maybe getting sued from
Yeah.
Kellogg's. We don't want to get sued from the W. They might fine us $200. So, there's new belts at SummerSlam. That's what we're going to talk about later. I'm all over the place. We'll just do all this. I got all this right, so I'm 100%. I don't need your
So far.
to know that
So far.
I am. The WWE unveiled 2 new championship belts, the Universal Championship and the SmackDown Women's Championship belt, right? That's real? Does that happen? Those 2 belts?
Those belts are real. Dude,
They unveiled those
the
2
way you
belts.
explained it is a little bit
And
confusing.
then the fans are like, boo to those belts.
Didn't like the way they look.
They look cheap. They're like blue and red, and they're already blue and red. And they look like the ones you can buy from Toys R Us. Boo. That's exactly what the fans said. And
Yep.
Mick Foley was like, he came out with his mask on, Mankind mask on, and was like, took the mic. He's like, listen, fans, you don't talk bad about these belts. I'll come belt you. Fans.
That's not how it went. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How'd it go then?
People
Do
were
tell. How'd it go?
People were outraged by the look of the new belts.
Outraged.
Yes,
They weren't just a
outraged.
bit mad.
And
They were outraged.
I mean, but that's the thing that I find with WWE fans as opposed to UFC and MMA fans.
I'm listening. I'm not talking right now, so I'm just listening.
That's the thing that I find interesting when it comes to those types of the difference in those fans is that WWE people are so finicky and bitchy about everything. And the belts might not be the best, but they don't look horrible. It's not shitty. They're not that bad. So I don't think
that should be
that outrage is
WWE's
on that.
new motto. Not that bad.
bad. Yeah,
it might
pretty much
not
what it
be
is right
great,
now.
but it's not that bad.
Not what it used to be, but it's not that bad.
All right, I like that. Look at that. We agree on that one. Making new mottos. All right, so then we'll just keep jumping around. The Dudley Boys retired last Monday.
They sure did. And do you have what happened after they announced their retirement?
What happened after they announced their retirement? Legion of Doom ran out.
No. Actually, a blast from the past that the Headbangers were on last night.
I don't remember
After
them.
oh god, you remember them? They used to come out in like kilts.
Not really.
Yeah, that was during the time where you probably watched. They haven't fought in 16 years, but they were somehow were.
I'll look
SmackDown
them up later when I get home. I'll make sure to check that out. Right now I'm like, oh, the Headbangers. I totally can't remember them. Like, I wish I could remember them.
Yep.
When I get home, that's the first thing I'm gonna do.
Yep.
When I say first, what do I mean?
Never.
Exactly. Look at that. We're getting somewhere on this segment. Cool though. Okay, so let's see what else I have here. Number 7. We're already at number 7. Jeez, we are flying through this. We're all over the place. WWE Dolph Ziggler becomes KFC's new Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
Like, for real, like, it's not gonna be what's his name, who's all burnt tan anymore.
No, did you?
What was that guy's name?
Can I don't remember. I don't remember his name, but something else funny that happened, and this is kind of going back to our race relation discussion. There was a interview with the head of the NAACP on MSNBC, and they were
say that.
Yeah, I know
3 times fast.
I don't know how I nailed it. I wasn't. Thinking
That was
about
good,
it.
man.
I wasn't thinking
nice.
about it, but see now I'm thinking about it, I can't do it.
That's cool.
But they were having a regular interview or whatever, and they were supposed to flash to a commercial or to a some comments that Hillary Clinton made, and instead they went to a clip of the Crispy Colonel.
Yeah.
I'm
Crispy
like,
Colonel.
okay, so I'm like, okay, is this by accident or is someone just like incredibly incompetent, or someone is incredibly racist because they decided of all time, of all segments, to throw this on there at that point in time?
It's a new nickname for sure, Crispy Colonel. Man, I don't know. That's
Okay,
probably.
but
I'll
just
still
put it out there.
feel like maybe that was an accident. If it's so blatantly like,
Of all,
yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
yeah, okay, but
I may check that clip out now.
Yeah, you should.
That's one I
You
probably
should.
will.
It's
The
a
other
quick
one
one.
is a definite no.
yeah,
but the other one, yeah, I'll check
the
that
Dolph
out.
Ziggler thing. It was like a long form commercial that they had during the last, not
Isn't
this past Raw, but the one before that.
Isn't the WWE just pretty much like a long form commercial, really, to all of us?
No,
Isn't
not
it
to
just
me.
like the long,
Not to us fans.
a
no.
long commercial that's scripted and fake and fake and scripted and scripted and fake and fake and scripted. All right. So anyway,
But yeah, they
Awesome.
He
So-
dressed up as the Colonel.
so he's
fought-
not KFC's official new colonel.
I don't think that he's the official Colonel. No,
No, I still gonna give myself that because
but he
it's
was
close
Colonel
enough.
for that thing.
Cool.
And he got into a fight with some other fake chicken thing. But yeah,
he got into a. Repeat that sentence, please.
He got into a fight with another fake chicken thing. Who,
And that's what you a chicken thing.
It was a chicken competitor. It was some other chicken brand.
A chicken thing brand, like, so is it a person in a chicken
Yes,
suit?
It was another fighter or another wrestler by the name of The Miz.
Oh yeah, from the real world.
Real world,
I remember
yes,
him.
yes.
And he dressed up like a chicken,
Yes, and then they got into a fight.
like the stupid chicken, like the
No,
orange.
I think it was a blue chicken. I want to say it was a blue chicken.
the fuck is a blue chicken?
I don't know. I remember blue. I don't really remember the
This
segment
is
too close.
done.
I think it was blue.
Okay, moving on. This is making me angry. All right. God damn it,
The
man.
Miz is awesome, by the way.
He's cool. All right. All right. Bret Hart, Bret the Hitman Hart. I liked him back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
He said Seth Rollins needs to become a safer wrestler before someone gets killed. Someone's gonna get killed in that ring, for fake real. Someone could fake real die.
Okay, do you know why he said this?
Because of the elbow that Brock Lesnar gave to Randy Orton. If that elbow would have got landed just a little bit lower on the heart, and he could have elbowed his heart right to sleep, he would have been dead.
You were taking a shot, like the last second shot, like Jordan, and it was going and it clanked off the top of the rim, just the whole.
And went in?
backboard. No, it missed. You missed.
And went in, and we
You
won the
missed. No,
championship.
No, you missed.
I won the championship.
No.
No winner.
But okay.
Okay.
So just so we can cover this as news, the reason he said that is because your favorite wrestler.
I was gonna take a drink like. I couldn't even do it, or else I was gonna spit right in your face, and I didn't want to do that.
Thank you. But
All right.
yeah, but your favorite wrestler, Finn Balor, also known as the Demon King, got injured.
Shoot, that was my homework.
Yes.
I totally
Yes.
wrote that. Like, I remembered that.
Demon King,
Finn
Balor.
and he's the Universal Champion, right?
No, not anymore, because
He was in the past 2 weeks.
Yes.
And see, whoa, extra credit. Yep. Thank you.
He was taking he got into at SummerSlam, got into a fight with Seth Rollins.
No, I don't know
okay.
when you say but okay.
But yeah, he fought Seth Rollins, and during that fight, he tore his labrum because Seth Rollins threw him against.
He tore his labia.
No, labrum.
Oh, labrum. I'm sorry.
Shoulder.
Okay.
No labia tears yet.
Okay.
Be painful though, probably just as painful, but I'd only imagine.
I'm not continuing that. It was just a quick thing. All right.
Just let it go. Okay. But yeah, he was, he threw him against the barricade, like the barricade where the fans are sitting at. It's like a big black thing. And he tried to brace himself like this and tore his labrum, and put it back in place during the fight and everything on his own. So that was legit. That was real. Then the next day he had to have surgery, so he gave up the belt because he's going to be out now for 6 months probably.
Okay. Well,
so that's why Bret Hart was saying that Seth Rollins is going to kill someone. But Seth Rollins is a very safe wrestler. He has somebody else he was fighting also got injured, and that's why Bret was saying this stuff. But I don't think that was Seth's fault at all.
Just write in the next script the safest outcomes. I mean, just write in how you want it to happen, because you're in control of that.
That's
because
what they
it's,
do.
It's not real fighting. So if you want the sport to be safer, which you write in a safer script. So pretty easy, WWE. Pretty easy to fix.
I think the WWE is as safe as it can be. They've outlawed a lot of different moves and stuff that can be dangerous to people. Like they don't do tombstone pile drivers and stuff like that anymore because you might drop somebody on their neck.
You might, and then
people have been hurt like that.
People have been hurt. My feelings get hurt every time we do this segment, and every time I have to research. Even though I chose to do this,
every time you have your fake enthusiasm.
Every time my feelings get hurt. So I think next time I'm gonna write in where my feelings don't get hurt, and I act a lot happier, because and it'll be fake, because the WWE is fake, and that's what I've got to say.
It's real to me.
Fine, cool. I don't know. Great. WWE and me, 100% +3, because I knew he was a Universal Champion, Finn Balor. Right? Nope.
Balor.
Finn Balor. All right. Cool name though, Finn. It's good Irish name, Finn. Even though we can't tell what he is.
You know what Balor means?
Balor? No.
Demon King.
In Elvish?
Elvin.
Yeah. No.
No.
Good. No. Okay.
No. Well, that's what he said. I haven't done
cool
research.
Right. We're done
on the
That's it.
Irish language.
Great.
At all.
Done.
That's what he said.
So once again, thank you.
Demon King.
I got it. We're done. You're done talking about WWE.
He also said Finn meant something too, but I don't remember what it was.
It means done. That's what it means in Gaelic. Done. It means 100% for me. Again, I keep getting bigger and better on WWE segments, so somebody please tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, because I will come next week with 12 items, and we will keep it rolling. And I'll get some interviews, and we'll have some people on the show.
Keep it Rollins.
Oh. All right, man. I can't be mad at that at all. Like, I'm not even going to pretend to be mad at that, because you know me, man. I like
WWE's coming to town. Quad Cities. September. You going? I think I'm going.
I feel like we have to go. When is it?
Go.
I saw they're coming in Chicago at the September 24th, but that's the marathon weekend, so I can't do that.
It's the day before that, then. Well, it's the Friday before.
It's the Friday
before they go to Chicago.
That's a busy weekend. We'll see. We'll check I'm
going to go. I'm not running a marathon, so
okay.
I'm going to go.
Yeah. All right. We'll check. I'll check. We'll see. All right. So All right, so upcoming next week, or actually Saturday, UFC Fight Night. Everybody get out their slap bracelets and shirts that you put your hand on and you pull away, and it's like a color. Your cross colors, your gerbos, get those out. You know what I'm talking about? You know.
Yes. Of course.
Boss, all the 90s brands.
Oh.
Gerbos were like this. If you had gerbos, I never had a pair of gerbos.
I had some fake ones.
Gerbs?
No, they said Jabot. They just weren't real.
Gerbod?
That was a brand too.
Gerbod?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Script. What will we do? All right. So, yeah.
What's happening? What do I talk about?
Room shaking. Anyway, so yeah, why I say that is because it's throwback Saturday.
It is.
UFC Fight Night. Andre Arlovsky versus Josh Barnett, only on UFC Fight Pass.
Only.
So if you haven't got Fight Pass and you wanna relive your 90s, pay $10 and you can do it. So that's who's fighting on the main event at UFC Fight Night. I don't know who wins. Barnett wins. I don't. All right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And moving on because I don't really care.
Okay.
And then, so this is weird though. The co-main event.
I'm gonna go with Arlovsky only because I like his mouth guard.
I did too.
That's what I'm going.
In the 90s. So then co-main event weird. Alexander Gustafsson, who's like still. This guy can't get any love, man.
Where has he been?
I don't know. He's fighting Jan Blachowicz, everybody's accountant, everybody's favorite accountant, Jan Blachowicz.
That sounds like
Blachowicz.
When I heard the name, I was just like, that sounds totally fake. Like you just, if somebody had to come up with a random name in their head, Jan
April 10th.
Blachowicz.
Not gonna happen. So everybody, you know, he's not busy. It's not April, so he doesn't have everybody's taxes to do. So he's got some time to fight. Mm-hmm. Poor Gustafsson, though, man. Like, this dude should have been light heavyweight champion against Jones.
No.
Or at least got
that conversation.
No. Or at least that. We're trying to keep it under 2 hours. So, anyway, so Gustafsson wins this. Hopefully he gets up there again. Yeah. He never got like another chance. He never got like, he just had this title fight and then just kind of slid away.
There has to be some sort of backstory with that we just don't know about.
We'll find it.
So
we'll try to find it. I'll do some digging this week. I'll call who I need to call. I'll make some calls.
Dana, get him on the line.
Yeah, get him on that. How la bling? Is that even a thing anymore?
It was last year.
Okay. All right then. So that's this Saturday. Cool. The next Saturday though, which is the show we do next, will be not immediately, because they're not gonna do it like at 1 a.m. on Saturday, but a few days after.
We should do that.
Okay.
We should do a post show. There's a lot of different. Well, not a lot. There's a few guys that do post shows directly afterwards.
Yeah.
Live on YouTube and stuff.
I think you get a little bit better content because it's so fresh.
That'd be fun to do.
We'll try that. All right. Probably not at all. I want to see this card though. Actually, UFC 203, Saturday, September 10th. The heavyweight fight: Stipe Miocic versus Alistair Overeem for the title.
Cleveland.
In Cleveland.
In
Cleveland. And Miocic is from Cleveland.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. That makes it awesome. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be a fun. For some reason, I feel like a night in Cleveland would be fun.
One night. Yep. One night only. Just like yep.
I don't know why. Ohio for me seems like this slept-on place that like. I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's the one that broke the championship curse because he was the first one to get a championship.
Yeah, like Ohio too. Like the Ohio State, I feel like if I would have went to college there, I would have had a good time. The football's good. Ohio Columbus Crew's got an MLS team there.
Yeah, it's a place that I would never think about going. But like if, say UFC decided to pay for us to go cover a fight.
Yeah.
And they said you got to drive to Cleveland and do this one, and we'll pay for your hotel and all that stuff. I'd go.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
That'd be fun.
This wouldn't be a bad one either. Heavyweight fight: Fabricio Verdum versus Travis Brown. That's interesting. I feel like that one's gonna be on the ground a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't like ground heavyweight fights.
No, I don't either. So maybe we'll see some of Brown's corkscrew elbows.
Those are fun.
Those are fun to watch. Welterweight fight. CM Punk finally CM Punk versus Mickey Gall. Are you caught up with the show?
No, I haven't watched the second episode.
I haven't
yet.
watched the third one. I watched the second one. Second one was better than the first.
Really? Okay, good.
Yeah, definitely better than the first one.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. No Limp Bizkit at the end.
We talked about it after I finally got around to watching the first episode, and like as soon as I finished watching it, I called this guy and I was like, "You nailed the Limp Bizkit, 2000."
We're gonna fight after all. That's what I said in the car. Winning and fighting and winning, and I'm gonna punch and you're gonna kick. That's all I could think. Like,
that's it.
I wish I could have pulled my hair down in front of my face and did like the Green Day.
Oh man!
All right,
it was rough.
So CM Punk, man, I just want this fight to happen. Like, I feel bad that we've talked bad about him because then I watched the second fight. I'm like, he's just a guy that wants to fight. He's just not very good. I think it might show. He's just not very good. But maybe he's getting better as the show goes on. That's what I said. Like, hopefully they're building it up to be like, all right, like finally he starts to get better at the end because we all suck at the beginning, but it's just being blasted out for everybody to see how much he's not good at the beginning. So hopefully it's a good fight. That's what I said. I want him.
And he's taking on a legit opponent too.
Yeah.
Like I mean, as far as legit as somebody with that record can be.
Right.
But he's not fighting a slouch. So if he's able to get a win, I think it'd be great for him. It's just if he was 30 doing this, it'd be cool because you could say like, okay, he has a few more years on his belt, but as old as he is at this point in time, and he's not the healthiest either. So
he's 72, so he's taking this fight on at 72. His 73rd birthday is tomorrow, so this is risky. He's
up there. So it's a little rough for him.
Yeah. So then that fight's going on. Bantamweight, Uriah Faber, Jimmy Rivera. All right. I always like to watch Faber fight. I just don't know. He's just kind of fighting.
He's going to win.
Yeah.
he was going to win.
He's going to get another title fight after this.
No, he won't get another title fight, but he's going to win this fight. And people are going to say that he could get a title fight, and he's not going to get one. Then he's going to win again.
And he's going to be a coach of tough again.
Yep. He's going to win again. Then they're going to give him a title fight. Then he's going to lose.
Faber story. Faber fables. All right. So, Jessica Andrade versus Joanne Calderwood. Joanne Calderwood, excuse me. The Andrade threw me off. I do too. We like her, man.
I do.
She's cool. Quiet killer, man.
Yep.
Quiet killer that hopefully gets paid right for this fight. Not broke at the end.
Right. And it's sad, but and I guess that's how you can tell that we've been doing our shows consistently because we talked about her, and how she's been sort of struggling. And that's obviously why she's fighting again so quickly. So, yeah, I hope she gets the win.
We did that. We made that happen. We were outraged, and they gave her a quick turnaround fight. Jessica Betch Correia, good fight. I like Jessica I. Betch Correia is dangerous.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a little bit.
Nick Lentz, Maribak Tassimov, Ian McCall.
I haven't seen Lentz in a while either.
No. And Lentz is one of those that, like, nope, he's not really that marketable, but goes in and, like, has really good fights. Ian McCall, too, somebody I want to see kind of raise up, get a little higher in the ranks. And then Drew Dover, Jason Gonzalez, Damir Hadovitz, Yusake Kusuya. That's the early prelims, Facebook, or the Fight Pass prelims. Cleveland.
Rocks.
Oh, from
Drew Carey.
Yeah. Cool. That's all my thing when I don't know what you're talking about. Cool, man. Cool. Yeah, Drew Carey. Hey, we're talking about the 90s, so we can go back to like maybe they'll show unaired episodes of Drew Carey show after
in between fights.
UFC Fight Night, Arlovsky vs Barnett.
Okay.
Seinfeld maybe in there like
which okay, let's do another prediction. Which Clevelandite was going to be there? Like is LeBron going to be there? Cuz they always show people from the city and
they
stuff.
do.
Is Drew Carey going to be there?
Was he really from Cleveland?
No, but he's synonymous with Cleveland.
Oh, well then no. It's got to be somebody that I would say probably LeBron. That's a good one. I don't know anybody else from Cleveland, even on TV or shows or like.
Cleveland, LeBron, and Drew Carey. That's it.
That's sitting.
It's the 1-2
front center.
1-2.
BFFs.
Yep.
I hope so. Now we're gonna be looking. All right, so that's it. That's the Kick and Make Up show. Check us out at www.kickandmakeup.com. Past shows, articles from Ola America News. Google that. Got some good articles coming up. At Kick and Makeup is the Twitter handle. At Hybrid MMA is mine. At Jeremy JD Dorsey is yours. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. Like, share, everything. Comment below.
Right down there.
Comment
right down there.
below.
Like, we get some good likes, but we don't get enough comments. So start commenting, please.
And all the stuff we've talked about, nothing resonated with you.
Yeah.
You're lying. Our fans aren't liars. We have a relationship. Come here. We have a relationship. We can talk to each other about anything. So we want you to comment below. American Hybrid Nick Cunningham. Jeremy JD Dorsey. Remember, don't solve it in the streets. Take it to the cage. Kick and make up. Give you the mic parry. Yeah, it's the parry. You just got parried.
I don't ever want to be parried.
My eyes are wide open so I can see you.